Well, Coasters, it's Bruce here, and I'm in a place called Mokanui. Is that how you sell it? Did you say it? It's Mokanui, isn't it?
Say it Mokanui, yep.
I'm at Mokanui, and I'm with Basil Climo. Now, a bit of a story about Basil. At one stage, he lived across the road when I was being brought up. He was a bit of a guiding hand. So if I went off the rails, you can blame Baz. You know. Now, this series of interviews will be available to you live on the Coasters Club YouTube channel, and it'll be played through the Facebook over a period of several weeks, so you'll be able to follow it. It's Basil, it's a great pleasure to be here. It's so good to catch up.
And same here, you know, haven't seen you for a couple of days.
you've still got the twinkle in your eye.
Oh yeah, that's the old woman. She cooks well.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You still got Jane?
Yeah.
Is she still here?
Yeah, she's still with me.
Oh, mate.
Too expensive to get rid of.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Now, listen, what's your full name? What's your full name? Basil? Is it Basil?
Yeah, Basil James Malcolm.
Oh, come on.
Nah.
It can't be.
It is.
What do you reckon, Jane?
Malcolm.
That was my mother's fault. Don't blame me.
Annie'd always say she meets someone called Malcolm. Not Malcolm.
Oh, no.
They're all weird.
No, hey, hang on. What about my brother? Oh, yeah, good point. Now, hey, where were you born?
Greymouth, yeah.
Greymouth Hospital?
Yeah.
Oh, same as me.
Yeah.
Did we all get born up there?
Yeah, I lived at a Harrow. Did all my primary school at a Harrow.
13, 12 years.
Who were your mum and dad?
Basil Climo was, and my father was Richard, I think his name was.
And where did they live?
They lived at a Harrow, then we went down to a place called Riverview, which is up the Copra Road.
Oh, yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah. And he worked at Becker's Sawmill.
Oh, so he was a sawmiller?
Yeah, he had a steam ticket, so he used to be on the boilers and that as well up there. So.
Did you have brothers and sisters?
I had two sisters, Anne and Janice.
And
Janice married Frankie Blanchfield in Greymouth.
Right.
And she's passed away, of course.
Well,
Anne shifted to Aussie and she's passed away. So
you're the last one left.
Yeah, see, it's a good they die young.
Yeah, it's very true, isn't it?
Yeah, so it doesn't pay to be.
No, you and I will be here forever, mate.
Yeah,
we're around for a long time.
Yeah.
Now, where was your first home?
First home was up at Becker's Sawmill.
And is it still there?
I wouldn't even think the sawmill's still there now.
Yeah, no, I think it's well gone.
Yeah, it'd be a couple of days ago.
When you were growing up, what did you do for fun? You know, I mean, today the kids are all on their twiddly jingers, and what did you do?
To be honest, I was with a rifle from age of about 10. I used to go shooting on my own.
Yeah.
With a 22 and 2 dogs. And we'd go out shooting possums in the daytime. And you could shoot up to 20 possums in the daylight.
So the dogs would flush them out?
Dogs would put them up the trees and I'd knock them down.
I love it. When did you get your first deer?
First deer I shot was at Toker Flat.
With a 22 or did you?
No, 303.
Lee Enfield?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. It was originally one of the old long tom, but they changed the barrel and put a Lithgow in it.
Okay.
So it had the covered bolt and all that. It was a real... Yeah.
I suppose it wouldn't have had a scope.
No.
No, she's...
Open sights.
Oh,
everything was open sights. Some of them had aperture sights, but we didn't. We had open sights, just good for spotlighting and all that sort of stuff.
Did you have a nickname when you were growing up?
No, I didn't.
What happened there?
I don't know. Don't know really. Didn't have time. Too busy.
Yeah. Where did you attend primary school?
At a Harrow.
And many kids at the school? Was it a big school then?
That was a 2-room school when I was there.
Oh, yes, so it'd be 40 or 50?
Mr. Grant used to be the headmaster. Had an old Hupmobile car. Beautiful condition.
Wow.
Yeah.
Imagine what that'd be worth today.
Yeah, I know.
Should be big bucks.
Yeah.
So, what was the... Did you read books? Were you a book reader?
Didn't have time. No, outdoors. I was shooting basically all the time. Either with my old man when we would go after deer,
Yeah.
or spotlighting possums at night. Because in those days you got 2 and 6, I think it was, for a token.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and bloody.
So
and
this would be
the good ones you'd skin, and the other ones you'd whip the token off.
How old are you now?
81 next month.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You're a good nick.
I know.
Oh, jeez. You're going to be around. You're going to be around a while.
Well, it's actually funny you should say that, because I went to hospital and got a stents put in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And anyway, so but where the blood veins come together, they had to close one of the blood vessels off.
Yeah.
To me buttock, and bloody they left it anyway, and then the earthquake came over in Christchurch, and that saved me bacon, because that put everything on the back burner, and by the time they were ready to do operations, they'd invented a new one in Perth in Australia.
Oh, and they would, so they
had this extra tail on it, so they could put it in. I walked out of there. But it was funny, because the old surgeon sitting there, and he said, well, he said, you're dead lucky, he said, and this thing's got a guarantee of 20 years. And I looked at him dead serious, and I says, well, that's no good to me. And he stops and he looks at me and says, you know, why not? I said, I'm going to live a bloody side longer than that.
How do you handle that?
Then he knew I was having him on, so...
Yeah. Now, where did you go to high school?
Lincoln, over in Canterbury.
Oh, that's unusual.
Yeah. Well, my father died.
Okay.
And so I went over. My grandfather had a farm at Tideout.
Yeah.
And so I went on the farm and went to Lincoln High School.
What was your favourite subject? Did you have one?
To be honest, the two that I was top in was maths, but core maths they called it in those days. You had algebra, but you didn't have trigonometry and all that sort of crap.
Yeah.
And general science was the other one.
That's really interesting. Actually, did you ever find anyone later on that actually did anything with some of those trigonometry and all that other stuff?
No, the only ones that really used that sort of stuff was surveyors and, you know. But it's the same today. A lot of people go to university because it's a so-called big deal. But they take courses that there's no bloody job at the end of it anyway.
Yeah, they come out, get grumpy and have to protest.
I don't know whether they do that or get on the dole. Or...
Did you have a favourite teacher? Either primary or secondary, one that you can remember.
Oh, yeah, well, Mr. Grant, he was the primary school headmaster at Ahara. And he, sort of in those days, they put themselves out. Like we used to get our dentist work done at Ikamatua.
Yeah.
And Miss Patterson, I'll never forget that old bitch. But anyway, he used to take us up in his own vehicle. And if we were late getting back to school, he would run me home to...
Oh, good guy.
Yeah, Riverview, you know, and just that sort of a guy.
Isn't it amazing that that's actually what you remember? It's sort of, you know... Now, if you had a close friend at school, and you probably had a few of them, but if you had a close friend, how would he have described you? Were you quiet, reserved?
Actually a nice guy.
Oh, really nice guy? Well, I think we'll move on from that one. Now, as a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up? Did you ever have anything fixed?
Well,
or you just waiting?
In the first place, I wanted to be a tractor.
Yeah.
You know, when I was very young.
What sort? Massey?
No. International.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, farmers.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of kids wanted to be,
mate.
a lot of kids wanted to be international tractors.
Yeah. And then I went over when I went to Lincoln, I like farming. I was actually going to stay there. And we had a discussion about something or other. And so I came back to Tota Flat and joined the Forest Service, went to Nelson, to Golden Down, spent 4 years there. And
so that brings me to my next question here. how did you get your first job? And what happened after that? What did you do from there? So, what made you go for the Forest Service?
Well, my stepfather, he was in charge at a harrow.
Right.
And so, you know, he said, well, he reckoned that would be a good way of getting me out of his head. So I went to Golden Downs, you see, and I arrived there late. The others had all started, you know, because you sort of, it's like an apprenticeship, but you start off using your hands, not reading it out of a bloody book.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, I spent 4 years there, and the first weekend I was there, we climbed Gordon's Knob. The guy said, oh, would you like to come for a walk? We're just going up Gordon's Knob, and I didn't know where the hell Gordon. Yeah, I'll come. It's way up top of this bloody mountain.
And so Golden Downs was where all of the rising stars of forestry went to, wasn't it?
Well, not really. Bloody the ranger trainees, they were the ones that read it out of books, and
yeah,
you know, they had the high IQ.
Yeah.
But we always said the high IQ, the low common sense.
Well, it hasn't changed. You realise that?
No, it's still the same.
It's still the same.
And so, yeah, no, we were supposed to, the woodsman was supposed to be sort of foreman and this sort of stuff in the Forest Service, you know, to run the crews out and the thing.
Yeah.
But when we got out in the wide open, we run rings around so we climbed the tree, and yeah, a lot of the ranger trainees.
Yeah, I guess the problem was you were practical.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's
common sense, you see, and all that sort of rubbish.
Yeah. How old were you when you retired?
Well, I didn't retire.
Right.
The government closed the Forest Service down in '86.
Was it because they were sick of you? I heard that Helen Clark said that she was just sick of you and they wanted to get rid of you. Is that true?
Well, she closed all government departments. She closed the Ministry of Works too. And that was one of the dumbest things they've ever done.
Yeah.
You know, now with the Ministry of Works gone, now if a road's closed, you know, they work between 8 and 5, and then they knock off and go home. Ministry of Works would be in there, have the thing down, they'd be going all night, you know, and traffic would be moving through, and now they got to get helicopters in to squirt some stones off the top and all this sort of bullshit.
Yeah. Hey, now, how old were you when you first started dating?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
Didn't have time until
you must have had a first date, you know.
I don't know.
It might have been Joan, it might not have been.
20s?
It might have been Miss New Zealand now.
No,
I don't know.
No, you only taught her softball, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I was into it. Yeah, motorbikes was my thing. I'd sooner have them than woman, you see.
Right, now listen, back to my question. Can you remember your first date with Joan?
Not really, no.
You can't? I'm going to ask Joan the same thing, you know. She'll remember.
Oh, yeah, she will, yeah. Hang on, I think it was... Yeah, one of the guys I used to get round with was doing a line with one of her mates, I think, and so that's how we got together.
Ah.
Yeah.
And whereabouts was that? At the Harrow?
No, that was at bloody Westport.
Oh.
I was in my 20s before I even worried about a woman.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of us like that.
Was there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have stayed like that.
You'd rather go spotlighting.
Yeah.
And drink a beer.
Yeah. And riding motorbikes.
Yeah, now you're talking.
Yeah.
Now, listen, when you talk about Joan, she's been with you a long time and really well known, really well respected. What do you most admire about it? Now, I mean, it's an unfortunate question because she's sitting just to my left.
Yeah.
So, what's the quality that you most admire with her?
Well, tolerant, I suppose, and bloody good cook.
Yeah.
And...
Well, tolerant, you know, it'd be a special woman that would put up with you.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm telling you. Because if you want me to tell you the truth, come and see me some other time. We've been together, 50-odd years. So
yeah.
56.
That's great, isn't it?
There's something good in it, yeah.
Yeah, how many kids did you have? 5?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's a good effort. Now, did you ever meet your grandparents?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Can you remember anything? What were they like? You know, I mean, they'd have been...
Real... My nana, she was in O'Hara, and her partner was Jack Griffin. He was I think he was some New Zealand champion boxer of some.
Okay.
In his day, yeah.
Do you remember anything that he said to you? You know, was there anything he said that where you went and it stuck with you ever since?
No, he sort of taught us boxing and this sort of stuff, and he'd get the gloves out, and and old Nana would be standing there saying, "Griff, you silly old bugger, you shouldn't be doing this." And then he'd whisper to you, "Go on, hit me hard on the chin, so get up and whack." Because he was a boxer, he could take that stuff and all that.
So he obviously lived for a long time?
Yeah. Yeah, and then when I was in Nelson, I sort of got away from all that stuff, so basically I've been on my own since I was 14, away from my
the family
parents as such.
Okay.
But you're talking about what you remember about people was bloody old Nana. They had the old wood stove, you see. And I used to go up there, and sometimes I'd stay with her if she was on her own and this sort of stuff. And anyway, this day, I was only a kid, I'd be maybe 9 or 10. And she said, "Would you like some steak for tea?" "Oh, yeah, that'd be good." And she grabs a hunk of steak and throws it on top of the bloody stove. There's bloody smoke here. I thought she was going to burn the bloody house down.
And that was cooking your steak?
Yeah.
What was it like?
Good. It's just like barbecued steak.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Except done inside?
Yeah.
She's a good woman.
Yeah. Old timers, that's, yeah.
So when you went to Golden Downs, then you come to Westport.
I was supposed to go to Hokitika. And George Jones, he was in charge at Tota Flat. And I was down at the railway station at Tota Flat waiting for the bloody rail car to go to Hokitika.
Yeah. And
just, might have been, say, quarter of an hour before the rail car pulled up, George Jones pulls up down. He said, "Oh, no, come on back." He said, "Change of plans, you're going to Westport."
If you'd gone to Hokitika, we might not have crossed paths.
No, well, I could have got...
Anyhow,
that would have been bad, wouldn't it?
Okay, so you go to Westport, you get married.
Yeah.
What'd you do in Westport? You're obviously in the Forest Service.
Yeah.
Who'd you work with?
Charlie Betts and that crew, Norm Stopforth, Ron Cohen. Those guys, they were there before I arrived.
All good, tough fellas too.
All genuine, good guys, yeah.
Stacky?
Yeah. Who?
Brian Stack?
Oh, yeah, he come along later, Brian Stack. And old Pat Borlace and bloody
Collins?
Brian Collins.
Okay.
Pat Fitzgerald. Oh, no, not Pat Fitzgerald. Pat Fitzgerald was conservator in Hokitika. And he's one of the nicest guys. That's one thing about my life, is I've had great bosses all the...
Yeah, it's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Big thing. So, obviously you're working with it. What'd you do what did you do for sport to keep yourself fit outside of shooting? You played a bit of badminton, didn't you?
I played soccer in Nelson.
Yeah. Were you any good?
We beat the Nelson second division team, put it that way, Golden Downs. We had a good team.
Right.
Yeah.
What position? Can you remember?
I played left back.
Okay,
left back at Golden Downs.
Yeah, so they left back at Golden Downs.
No, I was left back in the team. Yeah.
Well, that's ideal.
Yeah.
And so, and then you played. I know you played a lot of badminton.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. But sort of with the crowd you played with, it was like a family. It was quite strange, really.
It was great social times, wasn't it?
It was good, clean fun. It was just bloody brilliant. Yeah.
Well, you were. I can recall playing badminton with you, and the thing that I remember most is every time you come into a room, you had a grin on your face, and I used to think, oh, what does that bugger know that we don't know? But it's an attitude of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is
they reckon, you know, as long as you smile, you'll live a long time.
Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, but it's doing it right so far.
Well, you look like you got another 20 in you anyway.
Well, well, I keep telling Jane to piss her off, I've got another 30.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, but keep in mind, women, they tend to live longer than men.
Yeah.
So you know.
And so after badminton, we started up small bore
Softball.
rifle. Oh, softball, yeah.
Okay.
Played that, then coached it. Yeah.
Obviously enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. I took the Buller High School's girls team up to Palmerston North. It was quite funny because we had one of Harry Lemon's mini coaches.
Yeah.
And we gets up there and the girls get off. And so they go their way and I get off the bloody boat at the other side and they go and these girls get on the van again, you see. And this guy comes over and says, these girls travelling with you, he says, commercial vehicle, you know, you're supposed to be paying extra. And I said, oh, no. I said, they're supposed to be going on the train. I said, so I'm just giving them a ride to the train. Then they'll go up there. I said, I'll take my wife and my daughter. And that was, what's her name, Joan?
Leslie Rutherford.
Leslie Rutherford. She was my wife on the trip.
And your daughter.
And you should have seen the look on the daughter's face. That was our joke. So if we see one another or whatever, it's, hello husband, hello mother.
Yeah. There's been a lot of changes in the last 80 years, nearly 81 years. What's one of the most important inventions that you've seen that's changed your life, or changed everyone's life? Is there something where you go, this happened and everything changed, for the better or for the worse?
I know this might sound stupid, but to me one of the most important things that I can see is an excavator. When they come on the scene, that made a hell of a difference. Up till then we had bulldozers, you know, with angle blades, and that's how we put our roads in.
Yeah, get an excavator and what a difference it makes, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, you know, all the stuff they used to do with shovels and all that is...
Incredible. Now what about, did you always have a fridge at home when you were growing up? Do you remember first seeing a fridge and first seeing a TV? Because you're old enough.
No, we didn't. Because when we lived at Riverview, like we had a lot of chooks and we used to feed them possums.
Right.
You know, because you'd skin them, then you'd cook the possums and chooks bloody loved them.
Right, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and oh yeah, and but Mum used to do the eggs in Overleen.
What's that?
It's sort of it's a gluey sort of a substance, and you get it in a tin, you mix it with water, and it makes like, you know what paste comes up like when you're doing wallpaper?
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh, okay.
And what you do is you cover them all with that and put them in a 4-gallon...
Overleen. I'll be blowed.
Put them in a 4-gallon tin.
Yeah.
And that's how you used to keep them. You know,
yeah, so... Yeah, that's really interesting. What about when you shot a deer? What, do you always hang it up?
Yeah.
There it is there.
Yeah, whip the skin off, hang it up. You got to hang it up, you know, at 25 feet above the ground, because see, flies can only fly at 24 feet.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So listen, I should make some notes on this. 25 feet above the ground for hanging a deer.
Yeah, because flies can only climb to 24. You see,
Oh.
so they're safe from fly bites.
Oh, so they no maggots.
Yeah.
Right.
And it gets a hard skin on the outside of it, and then you just take that hard skin off, and bloody, it's as good as gold.
Well, that's clearly where my brothers and I went wrong. We never ever put anything at 25 feet because it's too high.
That's what I used to tell the young woodsmen. They say, what do you got it hanging up there for? And I'd say, oh, that's 25 feet, because we used to hang them up down Bullock Creek.
Yeah.
Up in the tree that was just by the hut. Oh, that's 25 feet up, because flies can only... And they believe you, you know.
And was that back when Bill Kearns owned the property through there?
That's right, yep.
That's a few years ago?
Yeah, I used to go out with a rifle. I used a 222 in those days. And you'd go out in those paddocks and you'd shoot 30 or so bloody goats after work.
Wow.
Just loaded with them. And there's fallow deer across in what used to be the swamp part. They used to come down off the paparazzi.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of possums there. And of course, Bill Kearns had the batch next to ours at Punakaiki.
Yeah, well, see, one funny thing that happened, because we used to walk in there because there was no road in the early days. We'd walk in from the main road into the old Bill Kearns's.
Oh, did you go up Bullock Creek?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that'd be hard work.
And we'd stay there for the week, and then we'd walk out, do half a day Friday, and walk out, grab the truck and home again.
Yeah.
And anyway, what we used to do was we'd be in the hut, and the bloody possums, hundreds of them. So what we used to do was get a loaf of bread that we hadn't eaten, and we'd leave it in the hut so it would go hard, and then we'd put it out on the grass and put a railway dog through it.
Right.
And just have it sitting out there, and then someone would wake up and say, there's a possum out there. So you'd slide the door of the hut open, and you shoot from inside the hut.
Oh, so you didn't have to go outside?
No, it wasn't that. It was, can you imagine firing a rifle from inside a little room?
Yeah. Jeez.
And I shot one, and I turned around, and Charlie Betts was heading down to his bed again.
Oh, he must have got a hell of a fright.
He got a hell of a fright. Yeah.
Well, it's quite beautiful up through there, isn't it? Up Bullock Creek.
And eels up above, sort of where it first goes through the limestone. Yeah. Upstream from there towards the bloody gorge.
Good size eels?
Oh yeah, and hundreds of them. We used to go there and shoot them as well, or hook them with a slasher and all this. We run out of food. Anyway, up there, we'd out to get an eel, couldn't find a bastard anyway.
How would you describe your sense of humour? You know?
Don't know. Sharp as anyone's, I suppose.
Is that you singing that, Basil? Is that you in the background there?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know, other people would know more about that than me.
Ready smile, that's the thing I remember. Yeah. Just a ready smile. You met any famous people?
Beg your pardon?
Have you met any famous people?
Famous?
Yeah, you know, like a Prime Minister or All Black.
Don't know, really. I don't really take much notice of...
You met Bill Mum?
Who?
Bill Mum, yeah.
Oh,
Rumble.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, but I mean, they just... I take notice of ordinary people. I don't take notice of... Yeah.
Well, Bidgie Jeffries, I know you'll be watching this, and it sounds like Brumble Mum was an ordinary man. That's a very big compliment. She'll be watching this, guaranteed. Now, did you ever win any special awards? You know, for anything? Badminton, shooting, softball, forestry?
Oh, I got some cups and that sort of stuff for shooting, but that's, I don't know.
Medals?
I got my name on a few badminton cups and that sort of rubbish, but I mean...
The big award was the Joan Award, wasn't it?
Wow, yeah. I've still got that, actually.
Do you polish it up every now and then just to, you know, put it on the shelf? It's got to be good.
Yeah, I eat what she dishes up, you know. It's either eat it or wear it, you know. It's one of those.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, have you done a lot of travelling over your life?
And buses I have, because I've driven all over the South Island.
What about offshore? No,
I went to Perth.
Oh, what was that like? Never been there.
Oh, it's a beautiful place. It's bloody unreal. It's so well laid out that you would think that it was like Alice in Wonderland, where there was a clean sheet. They put the roads in.
Yeah.
You know, 80-metre radius. All the corners are like that, and then after all that, they put the houses after. But the front part of Perth is all bloody sand.
Oh, okay.
You know, so that makes it easy. So, I mean, you might have a hill, but they just go and
level it out.
Flat. Yeah, and they do the same with their houses. You can see areas that are all gullies and all that sort of stuff. And next time you go to have a look, it's flat and there's houses on it.
So, thinking about places you've been to in New Zealand or that, New Zealand, I mean, I've got to get that right, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Now, thinking about those places, is there somewhere in particular that you really thought was great?
Yeah, I think the West Coast is great. That's my honest opinion.
Wow. Well, you're not alone there. Now, there'll be a lot of younger ones watching this, and have you got a message about something that you learned over the last 80 years, something that would help, you know, a young one? What are the principles? What are the things you need to do?
Well, you know, I think team sport, especially for little kids, because it teaches you to rely on others other than yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm a shooting, fishing sort of a person, you know, and that occupies my time. I enjoy driving, obviously, because I've been doing it for about 60 years. I remember one time, this was over in Taidap when I was 14, and my uncle was going to take me to the show in Christchurch. And anyway, he changed his mind and said, no, I'm not taking you. So the old grandfather, he said,